What's going on, my Cartelians? Cartel from Hell back again. This time we're going to have the complete review of the Sideshow Collectibles Boba Fett premium format exclusive figure. Statue, whatever you want to call it. This statue is very nice, and I'm definitely very happy to have it in my collection. That being said, there is one drawback that I will like to bring up in this review. This is pretty much going to be a very positive review, but it's just one thing that I would have liked to see done differently. That's going to be more or less, personal preference, and it's most likely not going to bother you, but it's going to bother some collectors. Really not a big deal, really not a deal breaker on this piece though. So if you guys are on the fence, I'm going to say right away, go ahead and pick this piece up. It's definitely worth every single penny that Sideshow is going to charge you to get it. And what makes this piece the exclusive version is actually the switch out rifle. Now this rifle right here is the exclusive rifle, and you're really not going to notice too much of a difference on this rifle than the regular rifle. Now the barrel on the regular rifle is different. It doesn't have all these different barrels on it. This one's more like it has like multiple barrels on it. It looks like it does, but it really doesn't, because it just has one exit hole on the barrel. It just looks like that. And then the regular has pretty much just one barrel, and then it has a lot of battle damage on the front of it. It's like some silver battle damage. Actually looks really nice on the regular rifle. And then on the regular rifle, there's also another strap that comes on the rifle that this one does not have on the exclusive. And then the regular also has some other like tooling on the actual stock that the exclusive does not have. So pretty much the exclusive, the main difference in the rifle is going to be the barrel, and that's what you're really going to notice. I'm going to keep him displayed with the exclusive version, just because with that strap, it just kind of crowds the area a little more, because this whole area of Boba Fett, there's so much stuff going on with it. There's a lot of pouches and utility belts and stuff like that. So you really don't need that extra little piece of leather hanging down, crowding that area even more. So that's why I have decided to go ahead and display him with the exclusive switch out rifle. For me, sometimes the exclusive doesn't matter for the switch out options, just because it doesn't benefit the piece. But when it does, I definitely do like to display it with the exclusive switch out. But yeah, you guys, this is a very beautiful statue. I'm very happy with it, and yeah, it's really amazing. It's definitely very nice. Now, if you guys haven't subscribed to my channel already, go ahead and do so, because I am going to throw up another video for this statue that's just going to be the 4K close-ups, so you guys can see all the tight details, and so you guys can see all the uses of mixed media that they've done on this piece. They've packed in a lot of mixed media on this piece, and I want you guys to be able to see the stitch works, and all the battle damage and weatherization, and all the effort that has really been taken into this piece. I want you guys to really be able to see it instead of just me talking about it. So definitely subscribe and be on the lookout for that video. But this is going to be the biggest part of this statue that I'm on the fence about. Well, really not even on the fence about it, because it gets under my skin a little bit. Alright, his head sculpt is all PVC plastic, PVC or plastic, whatever you want to call it. It doesn't really matter. It's plastic, right? Okay, that being said, the head sculpt is very nice. They got the color to match really well with the rest of the piece, other than his gauntlets. His gauntlets are a lighter shade of green, but his chest plate, his chest armor, and his helmet match very well. This as the same with his crotch plate, crotch guard, whatever you want to call it. And the battle damage is really nice on the helmet. I'm really loving the battle damage. Looks so nice. The visor looks really nice. You know, the range finder, target finder looks really nice. And you could actually, you know, set it down and lift it back up. I'm really not going to mess with it because I don't want to loosen it. I know that a lot of Boba Fett's before, if you loosen them, you know, the rangefinder, target finder, whatever you want to call it, you know, has a tendency to just fall down just because it gets loose after a while, it gets broken in. But yeah, the visor is really nice. The paint apps on it are really nice. It's all flawless when it comes to the helmet. The helmet's done perfectly, but it's just the use of materials, you guys. I would rather see a statue fully made with polystone with a little bits of mixed media here and there just to kick it up a notch, just to you know, put it to the next level, unless it doesn't need it. If it doesn't need it and they've done a really good job at making the sculpt look like material, I'm cool with that. That's actually what I prefer. But you know, I had a conversation with one of my subscribers, and he pretty much thinks the reason why they had to go with PVC on the head sculpt is because of the head sculpt being fully articulated. You know, you could move it, you can pose it around, you could turn it, you could have him looking up, looking down, you know, to the side. But actually, the Black Hole Stormtrooper from Sideshow, that piece does the same thing. You know, it has an articulated head, and that piece is fully polystone on the head. The head sculpt's all polystone. So it has me thinking, you know, I think I know the reason why they went with plastic on the head sculpt, and that's because of the visor. Now, I think that if they would have had to use that visor and put it inside polystone and, you know, cast around that, I think it would have been a lot tougher to do. You know, I think it would have been a very big feat to accomplish, and to accomplish it for, you know, 5,000 pieces or whatever this is, I really don't know, I forget. It might be 4,000 or something like that. So yeah, I think that for them to have done, you know, the visor in polystone and to make it look really well, I definitely see where that would have been a problem. So even though I don't like that it's not polystone, I understand. You know what I mean? I'm not sitting here just being a hater about the piece. I'm actively thinking about the reasons why they went with PVC or plastic, whatever you want to call it. Even though at the same time I don't like that they had to, you know. It's just personal preference, and you know, I'm not just sitting here trying to be a hater, you guys. You know, that's more or less why I think they went with it. And it is what it is. I can't change it. You know, whatever, right? If you're happy with the piece, you're happy with the piece, keep it. Don't really worry about what others think about it. But yeah, everything else in the head sculpt is beautiful. And I still need to lift up his collar area and, you know, make it look seamless. But I'm going to do that right before the 4K close-ups. Not really a big deal on this one, since you guys aren't in so tight. But every time I look at it, it's kind of bothering me a little bit. I gotta hook it up. And you know, his jetpack with his rocket on there, very beautifully done. The only thing that I can really see on it that I wish would have been done a little better, a little tighter with the paint, is right here on these two tips. These two yellow tips right here. You know, the paint's a little sloppy on them. It's not terrible, but I can definitely notice it, and I wish they would have gotten that a little tighter on there. But all these little raised detailings right here that are red, they're all done really nice. and there's a lot of them, so it wouldn't have been that easy to do. But yeah, all the silver parts of it are done really nice for the paint. And I really love the way that they have added 2 pieces of mixed media underneath the rockets, the jetpack. You know, they have added 2 pieces of mixed media that are connected to his back, and then they're actually hanging freely underneath the jetpack. And you're not going to see it at a lot of angles, but if you catch it at a certain angle, you're going to see it, and it's going to look like the jetpack is actually supported like a backpack because it has straps. So that looks like, you know, it's the way that it's attached. So it's really cool, even though it's not attached like that. It's just attached with a keyhole and a magnet, and that's what's keeping it on the rest of the statue. But it's nice that they've added that little touch in there. You know, I really appreciate when companies do stuff like that, when they go that extra mile to really bring something to life. And really digging that about that. To tell you the truth, not a lot of people will probably even care about it, but it's just the little things for me. You know, for me to overlook this statue and just think to myself, oh, you know, I really don't care for it just because of the PVC head sculpt, it would be stupid. You know, it would be stupid for me to pass up on it just because of that. Because there's just so much else going on with it. But you know, yeah, it's just really nice. And you know, all this other strands of Wookiee hair on it, all this braided Wookiee hair, it's all like horse hair or whatever. There's a lot of strands of it, actually. Looks like there's 5 strands of it, or 4 strands of it. It's all braided really nice. Really cool looking. But yeah, you guys, the mixed media is really what sets this piece off. I feel like they have done a superb job on the mixed media. You know, the stitches are done really nice. They're all very close to the edges, and they're not super wavy, super sloppy, anything like that. The stitches are done extremely tight. They're all done very nice hem work. And it's not just on one part of the statue, you guys, it's all over. All the stitches throughout the whole statue are very nice. The seams are flawless. The straps are flawless. The little pieces of Velcro are very nice. And yeah, all of the weatherization and battle damage on his armor, you know, there's lots of like, you know, bullet holes and stuff like that. And they're synced in there. They actually look like they've been hit, that, you know, he's been hit. And there's pieces of the metal exposed underneath the paint where the bullets have hit. Very cool. Now they have used a lot of decals on this piece. I think for the most part, you know, a lot of the battle damage is decals, and his emblem right here is a decal. This emblem right here is a decal on his chest plate, and then these 2 emblems right here are decals on the jetpack. So yeah, there's definitely a lot of decals on this one. To tell you the truth, I don't mind decals too much if you can't tell that they're decals. You know, if they're not like overly used, because you know it would be hard to you know, paint certain things by hand and to replicate that over and over and over again on, you know, 4,000 or 5,000 statues. So I get the reason why they do it. I definitely do like hand painted things a little more because it shows someone's talent, someone's skill, you know, that they're a master of their craft. But at the same time, you know, some things are just too hard to do. Now, one thing that I really love is the cape and how it's posable. You know, I usually don't pose too many of my mixed media capes, but this one was really easy to do. And, you know, it kind of makes me want to start pulling out my other pieces and really posing them a lot more, because I actually had fun with this one, posing it. You know, it's not going to be the greatest pose, but it really works for you know, his pose and what I feel would be going on with the environment. So yeah, it has a lot of wires inside of the cape, so you guys can fully pose it. The only part that doesn't have wires is the frayed edges right here. This is the only part that doesn't have wires. But there's a lot of battle damage and weatherization on this cape as well. It has a lot of holes and frays, and it's all tattered and torn. Very beautifully done. I really like the colors that they've chosen. I feel like it works very well. It's a very beautiful statue, you guys. It's very beautiful. It has just so much detail, and there's just a lot to look at with this one. But his faux leather utility belt is, I would say, the nicest utility belt that I've ever seen Sideshow do. You know, they have them on you know, Lobo, Batman. They have them on so many statues. There's so many characters out there that have utility belts, but this one is very nice. Very, very, very nice. It's extremely nice. You know, it is faux leather, but I would say out of all the utility belts that I've seen, it looks the most like actual leather. The color that's used for it gives it a very deep, dark, rich leather look to it. Looks very genuine. And you know, the stitch works and all the tailoring on the utility belt is done very nice too, just like the rest of the statue. All of his cargo pockets on his cargo pants are you know, packed with padding inside there, so it gives it a full look, like he has a lot of ammo or whatever inside there. And then he also has these straps that are holding up his gun from his holster, and the straps look like they've been used so much. They're all tattered and torn, just like his cape. Very battle damaged. You know, they've cut them and they've frayed them and made them look like they've been through a lot of work, like he's, you know, like he's handling business. And then they have the pistol with his holster on there, but at the same time, this holster is plastic. I'm not sure what the gun is. The gun might be plastic, it might be polystone. I'm not really going to sit there and try to feel it just to find out. But yeah, that holster is, you know, PVC, plastic, whatever you want to call it. And this part, the gauntlets, I kind of feel like the gauntlets are plastic too. Just because they're so light. But I'm not really going to go too far, you know, manhandling those either to find out what they're made out of. But he has this really cool tube, you know, coming underneath his sleeve and then connecting to his gauntlets. And then he has a lot of, you know, weaponry all over his gauntlets. He has this missile right here, and the missile has a lot of detail. Very nice on the missile, you guys. Really nice. Really love the way the gauntlets have came out. Yeah, that's the only thing with the gauntlets though. I'm just not sure if they're, you know, polystone or plastic. But yeah, there's a lot of weatherization all over the gauntlets too. You know, very battle damage. Yeah, there's a lot of detail on the gauntlets. One thing though about this switch out, and I haven't put on the regular, you know, switch out rifle, but I've noticed that the magnet on this one isn't that strong, and I would like to know if you guys have this statue, how's the magnet on your guys's you know, switch out weapons? Is it really strong? Is it just, does it just kind of go in there and hold in by the magnet, or does it really get sucked in there? I'm used to having a lot of magnets that get sucked in there, and feel very strong before you let it go. This one I was kind of iffy about it. I mean, I do feel the pull from the magnet, but I'm so used to having really strong magnets that not feeling that, it's it's kind of a letdown. So yeah, definitely let me know if you guys have had that same problem. It's holding it, it's not going to fall, but just peace of mind. I like to know that the magnets are very strong. One thing I do think looks very funny, and it's not anything to do with Sideshow, this is just Boba Fett's design, but he has this, like jock strap in between his legs. I just think it just looks so funny. It reminds me of playing baseball when I was a kid. But yeah, his knee guards are very nice, and he has a lot of extra rounds placed in his knee guards on this side as well, and they're actually attached with an elastic strap, so you can pose them any way you like. And he has all these other tools, and these tools actually come separately inside of the packaging, and you actually place them inside here, inside the cargo pants pockets. Yeah, you guys, there's just so much to say about this statue. It just has so much going on with it, and I feel like what you're paying for it, you're actually getting your money's worth with this one. There's a lot of statues where it's just a very simple, plain statue, and they're still charging you that high price tag. And this one, I feel like you're just getting so much for it. It's very nice. Now for the base, I'm very happy that they went with this design on the base. Very much reminds me of Cloud City, and I feel like the weatherization on it is really nice. The battle damage is really nice. It's everywhere. It's not just in a couple parts of the base, but yeah, it's absolutely everywhere. I really love this antenna, how it just adds to the base, gives it a nice little touch. Just one more thing added to it, and it's not obstructive to displaying it. They could have went crazy with it and made it harder to display the statue, but it's nice, it's simple, and it sticks out a little bit, but it doesn't, it's not too crazy for trying to display it. It doesn't take anything away from the statue. Now, one thing that I do wish they would have done differently on this base is the paint job around this area. It looks like overspray, and overspray is not something I'm a big fan of, and it seems like Sideshow does that on a couple of their pieces. They've done that on their Predator 2 maquette on the base. I'm not a big fan of that overspray on there, and on this part of the base it has the same type of overspray. You're not going to see it on all of it. That's why it just looks weird that there's overspray on half of it. I could see if they've done overspray throughout the whole thing, it would look more cohesive and look like it was intentionally done. But because it's only on certain areas on that part of the base, it just looks like it's hasn't been done deliberately. Even though it has been done like that on all of them that I've seen, it just gives it that effect that it hasn't been done deliberately. Yeah, I really love this base. Very nice base. It just adds so much to the piece. I really love bases that are over the top. I mean, this isn't really over the top, I would say, but it's really nice at the same time. They've sculpted his boots very nice. They've added all the stitches inside the boots, and the boots are all polystone too. And I really love the creases and folds that they put on this boot to give him that pose. Very nice looking statue, you guys. I'm really impressed with it. Just like any other statue, there's always going to be a little things here and there that you would like to change about it. It's mostly just personal preference. Some people might agree, some people might disagree. Everybody has a right to their own opinion. And if you guys have an opinion about this piece, I respect that too. So, you know, it's all good, right? So definitely be on the lookout for the 4K close-ups of this statue, you guys, and all my other statues, and all my other reviews. You know, this week has been crazy. I've gotten in like 5 statues, you guys, and I'm just trying to knock them out, you know, trying to get them out there for you guys. It's been really tough on me just because I work so much. You know, right now I got this Boba Fett in. I got XM Studios Daredevil in. You know, Pop Culture Shock, Gokin Pilgrim Edition. You know, Sideshow, Black Cat Comiquette, J. Scott Campbell, and you know, Sideshow's latest Spider-Man premium format exclusive. So definitely subscribe, you guys, and be on the lookout for all these reviews, all these close-up videos, all these unboxings. You know, I really appreciate all you guys' support, all you guys' love, and you know, obviously I love my statues, and you guys do too, especially if you guys have stayed throughout this whole videos. You know, you guys are my true cartelians. You guys are what makes this happen, and just really appreciate all the love, you guys. And you know, until the next one, catch me if you can. Thanks for watching.